Right, here we are, a leaky bay window, long-term leak, installation fault. Now all we done here is we just removed soggy, damaged plasterboard and rotten window board. No other alteration or anything is been done here. We just literally removed the plasterboard that went. It looked like that, and it had like this here, bit of irregularities, but it was much more soggy. You put your finger in and it just goes through it. Become really soggy above and underneath. Underneath was really bad. So we had loads of mold and things. I should have taken photo of that, but didn't. So all we did is just pull the plasterboard off and ended up by seeing the bit of 4x2 that was here, stud, like that one there, completely rotten. This is the bottom plate. This is the wood. This. It's all sodden. That's how it was here. Look. It's all gone. And that 4x2 there was exactly like that, including this top plate. So wet and everything. Look. It's SH star 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 SH star T. I don't want to swear, but I have to. Now, this is the most common worst case scenario for bad installation of the bay window. Let's start from beginning. They have standard 30mm high, 150mm projection welded sill. So the sill, I don't know if you can see it from the corners. Let me open this side. You can see the corner is all welded, so it's not in pieces. So the sill came from manufacturer as U-shape all the way around. Now when they went to install these, for whatever reason, they actually moved this part of the window further in, and it didn't line up with the sill itself. They've done something, so I don't know what exactly. So they ended up hacking off the back lip. Right, let me get that. The back lip of the sill. You can see there's a bit of lip there. From about a third of the window, they hacked it off down to level. Okay, all the way in. And actually sat the window slightly over that edge. It's about millimeter over. Whilst here, it's about 2 or 3 millimeters in. Now, one of the things during window installation is you have to seal the back edge of that lip against the window. So it needs to be sealed, needs to be siliconed up, and then the window pushed to that point, so no wind pressure can blow any water over that little ledge. So what is happening now, because they hacked it off and they didn't seal, we're getting water through here, trickling through here. Now you can see it's wet there, right there in the corner, a bit of there, good bit of shine as well. Wet. Now that's one mistake. Sorry, there are two mistakes. They hacked off lip, one mistake. Second mistake, they didn't seal that back edge. Third mistake, ends where the window sits on a sill. Each end has to be sealed. So when any water gets on top of the sill, below the window frame, on top of the sill, it can't run off that way or that way off the sill. It has to, the only way the water should go, it's the third way, and that's outwards from top of the sill. because frames will let water through the drainage holes, drainage channels on top of the sill. There's no point of sealing outside between the sill and the frame, because that's supposed to be open. That's to let water to trickle out. So 3 points to be sealed on every window frame connection with the sill is the back edge, left hand side end fully sealed, and the right hand side end fully sealed. So they failed because they chopped the upstand, they didn't seal the back edge, they didn't seal the left hand side, they didn't seal the right hand side. Okay, they're 4 points. Another point, when they're replacing the window, if the tray, this is the window tray underneath, it's bad for whatever reason, not big enough or damaged or split, whatever. There's no point of frigging putting window in if the tray on the timber frame structure is damaged. You should really replace it or repair it or whatever it's needed to do. They didn't do it. Look, it's been cut here, split. It's sort of upturned about 5 millimeters. There's nothing. On many places it's level flat, and it's level flat on the end. That's why it's timber all black here and sodden and wet. All the way down to the bottom, it's all sodden and wet. Here had a massive leak for a long time, coming from the tray, coming from the end of the sill where it's not been sealed with a frame, constantly just trickling down for years and years. This is not damage from last few months, like someone says, oh, it was all right start with for first 10 years and then it just started now. No, this is from day one. Leaking from day one. Bad installation. So that's a 5th point. It's a window tray, lead. It's not been looked after. Another thing, the lead tray, as the name says, it's a tray. It's supposed to, again, same like a ceiling around the sill, has to have 3 sides upturned. So left hand side, right hand side if it's against the wall or out, this case, and the back needs to be upturned. The outer edge has to be downturned. Again, where it's been upturned on the back, that upturn should go at least 30 millimeters to top of this sill. At least. Look, it doesn't even cover the bottom of the sill. It should come all the way up to the top of the sill. And then it has to be sealed between that upturn of the lead and the sill. That needs to be sealed up as well with a lead sealant to stop any wind blowing up, any water up through that joint. Because I did explain this in many videos before, when there is no wind outside, the pressure outside is a nominal atmospheric pressure, say at the sea level, and if it is a sea level, because sea is just there between them houses and the trees, you can actually see it, sort of. It's 1 bar atmospheric pressure. So nice day, it's a 1 bar on outside of this window and 1 bar of pressure on inside of this window. When you have storms, when you have wind, like windy day today and cloudy and it's going to rain very soon, we actually had some weather warnings. With every gust of wind, you have increased pressure on outside. You maybe have a 1.1, 1.2 bars on outside. Inside, it's more stable. It's 1 bar. So with every gust of wind, you have increase of pressure outside. You have high pressure outside, low pressure inside. What happens with anything when you have differential of the pressure? Whatever matter you put there, air or water, it will get sucked in inside. It can go uphill. People say water can't run uphill. No, water can go uphill if it runs towards the lower pressure. It literally gets sucked with air from outside back to inside. That's why the back joint of the lead tray has to be sealed, because there are loads of water sitting on that window ledge. When it rains heavy, runs down the glass, runs onto the sill, and it all trickles. You got that fairly thick film of water on it, And when you have a gust of wind on outside, increases the pressure, literally pushes the water through the gaps, uphill, over the ledges and inside. That's why this lead upturn on the back has to be at least 30 millimeters and sealed against the back of the sill. So that is sixth wrong thing here. There is not enough upturn on the back and it's not sealed. Another one, massive schoolboy error. It's here. That there, it's a fixing screw where they fixed the sill down through the lead tray onto the top plate. If you look at it carefully, you'll actually see that screw is wet. It's rusty and it's wet because it lets water through. They have a tray, even damaged tray, not functioning very well, but there's still tray, and they put screw through it. So there will be screw here, there will be screw there, there will be screw there, 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 and there. There will be like at least 7-8 screws here, down through the lead sill. Never mechanically fix lead through the lead to the lead tray. Never. Window should be fixed on the sides, on the top, never down. It will. You have to make sure that it's all been fitted properly and sealed and stable so it doesn't move on the bottom. It can't move. If it's fixed here, it's fixed on the corners, then it's fixed there, and it's fixed there back on the wall. It can't slide off. You don't have to screw it down on every single foot apart. It's crazy. Look, there, it's failure. What's that? Point number 7. Then, these are the sides. You see daylight through there? You see daylight through there? You can see daylight through there? Daylight through there? This is on the top. Daylight all the way around. They put a thin bead of silicone, hit and miss, and nothing else in between. Again, hit and miss with foam. That should be foamed up fully all the way through and tight sealed on outside. Because if you don't do that, you get cold bridging. This area here gets really cold and the plasterboard gets cold on that reveal and gets soggy and start getting mold on it because of cold bridging, because it condensates on the back side. That's number 8. Then we have a cable. This cable here. It runs, I draw it here. So if that's the window, it runs like that, goes from the top straight down through. Yesterday when it was raining, I actually watched it and water was trickling down that cable all the way down to this corner here, and then trickling out through this bit here and making all this wet. So cable can't enter side of the window like that. It has to have a drip on it and then go down. So any water running down a cable can drip off and then enter the level past the trim to the window. You can't just run it down because it tracks the water on the side of the window past the seal, past all the silicone on the side. It's just crazy. This is, number 8, number 9. I lost track of how many bad points of installation is here. Not even mentioning that it's actually not plumb, it's bowed. But, okay, let's call that number 10. 10 mistakes. 10 common mistakes, all found on one side window. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then you got other side as well. Look, it's all sodden. It's wet. It's all wet. It's all black. It's all gone. So really, there's nothing wrong with the window. It's UPVC. it can't rot, glass is not blown. I mean, I don't know how it's not blown, because just by looking at the gaps on the silver line, they can see that actually that part is lower in than this part here. It's further in that way. It's almost touching the bead here. So the glass in this opening, it's actually like that, which means it's not been packed properly around. That's, I can say that even without taking the beads, it's not been packed properly because it's dropping down by just looking at the gaps between gasket and the silver trim of the double glazed unit. It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. I mean, it keeps me busy, but the way now to sort this out will be deglaze the window, take all the glass panels out, stack them upside, get some acro props with strong boys, put them here between the frame and the top plate of the bay window, because there is quite a lot of structure above it. One there, one on this corner, prop the top of the bay window, and then undo all the fixings and take all the frames out. Take the old damaged lead off, replace all the timber structures, renew it. Everything that's rotten has to be replaced with new treated, structurally graded timbers. Put new lead trays in and refit all the frames correctly. I'll have to do something with the back of this sill. I'll have to repair that, and definitely all has to be then fitted correctly and sealed properly, and then can be glazed all back on, and then we can insulate and put plasterboard on inside. It's all because it's been done on rush, incompetently and idiotically. And I can guarantee that there are loads of windows, especially on the bay windows, that have been fitted like this all the way across the country, and they leak. And you get people to come and sort the leak out, and they just keep coming and putting more and more silicone around, as silicone is a magical thing. You know, water is sort of scared of it. Rain comes and sees the silicone and goes, "Oh, don't go there, there's a silicone there." It's not. It has to be all done properly. So you got lead tray, you got sill, you got sealant around the edges of the sill, you got bridging of cold bridging here around the sides, you got sealing on the outside, you got, there are loads of points need to be followed through. It's crazy. I'm just going on and on and on about this. What's this video now? Over 18 minutes long, just on one epoxy window. I hope that someone will watch this and see and realize what the mistakes can be done on it, and be careful when they're doing windows or if they're repairing somebody else's windows. So if you see on the window itself damaged plasterboard around the corner, around that area there, the end of the window and the sill, that connection there, it's never been sealed. That's a tell sign. It's nothing to do with outside sealing. It's nothing to do with wind direction. It's not been fitted properly. There you go. I hope I didn't bore you too much. I just really got really upset with it, because regular getting called every time when it gets like this. Can you do something? Well, yeah, I can do something. I can do all of it, but it's gonna cost. And it's time. So all I'm going to do now, because there's weather warning going on, and stop because there is loads of wind blowing through it, and when it rains it pushes through. So I'm just going to blow some foam in temporarily against the outer edge there from inside, so it minimizes the water ingress as much as it can. And then when we get a break in the weather, I'll have to come in and take all this out and sort it out properly. All the best, guys. Stay safe, And sorry if I was sounding very upset, because I'm upset with it. I'm very emotional when things like this. Cheers, all the best.